Welcome to the Channel Islands and the Channel Island of Jersey specifically on a make or break weekend for Rotherham Titans. Anything but a win and the Titans will be relegated here this afternoon. The Reds meanwhile are in great form. They're the only side to beat Bristol in the Championship. That was just a couple of weeks ago. So can they keep that good form going here this afternoon? Welcome to our coverage. We're on the England Rugby Facebook page and we're on the Greene King IPA Championship website as well. And it's great to have you with us. It's great to have Miles Landick with us as well. He's alongside me for commentary this afternoon of this game. Miles is a former Jersey prop. He's a current coach of the Jersey Reds Athletic, the second team here in Jersey, and he's also the groundsman as well, so a man with many hats. Miles, what sort of game are you expecting this afternoon just before we take everyone through these Jersey Reds, this Jersey Reds lineup?
I think hopefully we're in store for a fantastic game. I think Rotherham have got to come here and do a job, and it'll be tough for them, but we'll see.
So the Jersey Reds line up then, they make 6 changes from last weekend's big win against London Scottish, a 52-19 win last time out. Roy Godfrey, Jared Saunders and Leroy Atalifo, the Fijian international, in the front row. Jerry Sexton and Dave McKern, the locks, with Rory Bartle, Connor Joyce and Max Argyle making up the rest of the pack. In the backs, Joel Dudley and Brendan Cope scored an awful lot of points this season, Brendan Cope. Jason Worrell scored an awful lot of points last week. He was on the wing. He's on the wing again this afternoon. Scored a hat-trick 7 days ago. George Eastwell and Apakuki Mafu, the centres. James Newey gets his first start at 14 for the Reds. And Scott Van Bredar, the co-captain, at fullback. A strong lineup that, Miles Landick.
Yeah, very much so. I think they're certainly looking forward to get some forward dominance with that side. So we'll see how we go.
Now, Rotherham Titan have registered just one victory in the Greene King IPA Championship all season. Let's take a look at their lineup then. Toby Williams, Luke Cole and Andrew Foster in the front row. There's just one change to this lineup from a week ago. Rob Lau and Adam Peters are the locks, with Dan Grange, Charlie Madison and the skipper Tom Calladine making up the rest of the forwards. The backs are Rodri Davies, Caelan Ryan, Jake Henry, Joe Barker, Jamie Cook, who comes in for the injured Rory Jennings, who fractured his hand a week ago. That's the only change. Jamie Cook coming in at centre. Ben Foley and Will Thomas at fullback for Nick Rouse's side. So that's the Rotherham lineup. We're just a couple of minutes away from the kick-off here at the Stade Santander International. These are the replacements: Woolmore, Selway, Armstrong, Colify, Upfield, Hardy and Best for the home side. It's Dolly, Tom Williams, Brandon Palmer, Tom Burns, Paolo Odogwu, Lee Miller and Will Porter, as the visitors are the first out onto the park here at the Stade Santander International, fighting for their Greene King IPA Championship lives. Outside, they haven't been outside the top 2 divisions of English rugby for more than 2 decades. A loss here, and that fact will change. They're the first out onto the pitch. Jersey Reds, meanwhile, we mentioned the 6 changes from their win a week ago against London Scottish. The week before that, a superb 38-34 win away at the league leaders, runaway league leaders really, Bristol. And Jersey really are, Miles, the form team in this division at the moment.
Yeah, very much so. I think they'll definitely be targeting today as a win. Obviously, they want to build for the next couple of weeks, but you know, it's going to be an extremely tough game. Extremely tough.
Well, here come the home side, the Jersey Reds. Harvey Billion's men led out onto the pitch by Scott Van Bredar, the South African, moving to Worcester next season, one of many Jersey players who will be making the step up to the Premiership come the end of the current campaign. Jersey went into this weekend 4th in the Greene King IPA Championship table. They've never finished that high. They've got a B&I Cup quarter-final to look forward to in just under a week's time as well. But they'll be keen to focus on this one and not look too far ahead to that game on Good Friday in the B&I Cup, Miles, because they've got a job to do this afternoon.
Yeah, definitely. I think Harvey Billion's definitely is pushing one game at a time. So today will be extremely tough, you know, but they've got to start the game well.
So Jersey won 45-14 when these sides met back in November at Clifton Lane. It was part of a tough old start to the season for Rotherham. It's been a tough old campaign for Nick Rouse's side, full stop. The referee this afternoon is Mike Hudson, and he's just checking with his assistant referees that they're ready. Daryl Chapman and Michael Patz on touch judge duty this afternoon. It's going to be Brendan Cope, the fly half for the hosts, who gets this game underway. Jersey in the red, attacking from right to left as you look on. And the first clearance finds a good touch. Didn't have much angle to work with there and touched somewhere near the halfway line.
Yeah, great play zone now for Jersey. Let's see if they can get something going.
So this on the airport road side of the ground. Throughout the afternoon you might hear the odd aircraft taking off. The airport here in the Channel Island of Jersey is just a big line-outs throw over the other side of the road. So you might hear the odd British Airways flight rumbling along the runway. And this line-out is a good early line-out there. Dave McKern, the tall Australian, takes it. And Jersey have possession just over the halfway line. At the ruck, up and under from the scrum half, Joel Dudley. And that's a good take under a fair bit of pressure there, just outside the 22. Early stages of this one, and we understand that you came to us a little late for this because of the earlier match running over on the Facebook page of England Rugby, but good to have you with us as Titans try to go through a few phases here and just to get some possession. Scrum half goes left. Davies opts to go left on this occasion, down the narrow side. And some good early possession here for the visiting side as Henry, who's played in the Championship with Plymouth Albion as well, is tackled down the left. Decent start this from Rotherham, but that one hasn't made huge ground, and underneath it is the Jersey captain, Van Bredar. Good handling there into Brendan Cope. Lovely run from Cope, beating 2-3 men there before he's eventually taken to ground. Great run from the fly half. 0-0 early stages, and Jersey looking to play some running rugby over the years, certainly since they've been in the Championship under firstly Ben Harvey and then Harvey Billion. They've, I think it's fair to say, been a Fords-dominated side. Miles, you were in that Fords-dominated side for a number of years, but this season seemed to be a bit more willing to play the ball in the backs, and that's resulted in them being up in 4th in the table going into this weekend.
100%. I think it's the ability to do both, have a strong pack, but also when they get a bit tired, throw the ball out. So they've shown so far they can use backs and forwards, which is obviously a great thing to have.
The first penalty of the afternoon here, and it's gone the way of Harvey Billion's men in the red. And the ball at the moment with the scrum half. In fact, is he called a scrum here? Or no, it eventually is dropped back to Brendan Cope, the fly half, who will be on kicking duties, one would think, this afternoon, and certainly will try and find a touch down near the 5 metre here, perhaps.
I think he's going to be a key player for Jersey today. Pulling the strings. Let's see, get this line out.
Yeah, Cope scored 15 points when these sides met earlier on in the season, when Jersey got that big 45-14 win at Clifton Lane, and he finds a decent touch there. Jared Saunders, the ex-Saracens man at hooker, takes this line out, and again he finds his man Jerry Sexton, and Jersey try and set up a driving maul, making some good ground here down towards the 5 metres. Just taking their time. Ball tucked under the arm of the number 8 Argyle, as Rotherham try to repel it, but really good ground being made here. The ball, I think, is with the hooker, Jared Saunders. Just a few yards short now. Can Jersey get there? It's kind of arrowing left to right rather than towards the line. Now they start to edge ever further. It's a good drive, this. I just wonder if the referee's going to ask them to use it, and they go left, Jersey, to Apakuki Mafu, the Tongan. He's tackled just in front of the post, but good passage of play this from the home side. Roy Godfrey, the co-captain, just stopped short of the line. Good defensive play this from the host, but Jersey pressing and probing, and Cope goes left. Great handling, and it's the opening score in the corner, and it's Jason Worrell who gets it. He got a hat-trick last week, and he's on the score sheet within 5 minutes here. Yeah,
Jersey going back to a strength there with a catch and drive. Did well initially, struggled with the ball transfer, but managed to get it back there and made some decent yardage. So phases went on and managed to score in the corner. So a great start for Jersey, and I think Rotherham were straight back up there and put Jersey under pressure.
Yeah, finding some really good form then. Worrell, it was good quick handling this from the Reds. Really worked the ball quickly after the initial maul was repelled, and over they go in the corner, and the Reds get first blood. But tricky conversion this from Brendan Cope. I mentioned his performance earlier in the season against Rotherham when he scored 15 points, and tough ask this, but not a lot of wind around the pitch. Looking in good nick, Miles, I should say that, as you're the groundsman here, a man of wears many hats, Miles Landick, groundsman, head coach of the reserve side, and a former front rower for Jersey Reds as well. And we'll talk a bit about the pitch in a moment just after this conversion attempt, but certainly not a great deal of wind out there to contend with for Cope with this one. Up go the flags. And with 5.5 minutes on the clock, Jersey Reds now into a 7-0 lead with that opening try. And good value for it. A lot of the players being away to our left and your left in the opening stages, and Jersey into the leads.
Yeah, great build-up play there. Obviously sharing responsibilities, forwards crashing up after and scoring in the corner. So Jersey will look to kick this ball and put Rotherham under pressure again.
Yeah, the Titans haven't been outside of the top 2 divisions in 22 years. It's been a long old time that they've been up near the top of the English rugby pyramids, amongst the top, 20 or so sides. But that could come to an end this afternoon here. Their 14-year stay in the second tier could be ended if they can't find a win here. And they find themselves 7-0 down. A scrum is the decision of the referee, Mike Hudson. And a scrum to the visitors, and a first chance really to see what this Rotherham pack is made of. Rodri Davis, the ex-Scarlets man, assigned for the Dragons in a few months' time, pops this one in now. And the scrum starts to twist and turn. Which way is the referee going to give that one? He gives it Rotherham's way. Penalty at the scrum.
Yeah, definitely. He's given a scrum for coming across the scrum there. Needs to try and keep that nice and square, but Rotherham will be happy with that, and now they can apply some pressure to Jersey deep inside their own 22.
And coming back to the pitch, we had a bit of rain here in the Channel Islands at Jersey yesterday, but it's an all right day here today, which is good because we haven't got any cover over the commentary position here. We're what, 4 or 5 yards from the touchline?
Yep, extremely close.
And the pitch itself, Mars, I mentioned it looks in good nick because I do have to say that, but what will that have any impact on the game today, that rain yesterday?
I still think the ball, the pitch is in good enough condition to throw the ball around, so Rotherham some pressure here in this driving ball.
Yeah, this is a good drive from the Titans. They need to be careful not to get bundled into touch down that left, and it's set back now at the ruck. Slow play at the breakdown, just taking their time there into Toby Williams. He's tackled on 5 metres. And Rotherham looking to go down the narrow side there, but repelled. Out it comes into the flank, and Madison scored a consolation when these sides met earlier on in the season. Now, what can the Titans do when they get the ball in the backs? Joe Barker, we're going to hear from him at half-time in this broadcast. He's tackled, but now to the left go the Titans and Madison. Tim Pryor and Miles Landick, your commentary team here on the England Rugby Facebook page. You can tweet us using the hashtag #ChampRugby if you want to get in touch this afternoon. We'll try and go through some of those later, but that's a good pick-up there. easily could have been fumbled forward, but the referee had been playing some advantage anyway.
Yeah, I think that's a great early pressure by Rotherham there with a catch and drive. That'll be slightly disappointing from Jersey's fact, but you know, once it gets going, it is hard to stop, and we've seen there with a couple of infringements after around the ruck area. So Rotherham have the chance to go to the corner again and try and get something from this.
They've responded well after going behind.
Yeah, very much so. I think it was Charlie Mallison spoke midweek about concentration and always being, you know, and having those lapses, which potentially has cost them quite a few games. So it's vital they can't slip into that today.
Luke Cole, for the Rotherham Titans hooker, finds the second rower Adam Peters, and so he should at 6'4", and now the Titans get another maul going. Jersey just about repelling it at the moment, but there might be a secondary drive here. In fact, a break off the bait. That's great play, and it's a first score for the Titans, and they get themselves straight back into this.
Yeah, obviously we just mentioned a short time ago, obviously with a catch and drive, and then coming down, putting Jersey under pressure, Jersey having to get behind the back foot, and then obviously broken away and scored there, which Rotherham will be extremely happy with, and it's something that Jersey will need to correct. Yeah, number 9, Rodri Davies going over there. Absolutely fantastic, just what Rotherham will want there. So they'll look to back it up now with something good.
Yeah, Davies broke well there, didn't he? Spotted the gap, through he went, and important for Rotherham in a game that they must win to hit back as quickly as possible, and that's exactly what they've done there through the scrum half and the conversion to come.
Yeah, I think for Rotherham, whenever they get inside Jersey's 22 or that area, is to come away with points and certainly put a lot of pressure on Jersey, and that will create a different type of challenge for Jersey. So there's conversion to come.
Steadies himself, looks up at the posts. Looks to have made a decent connection with that, and he has. And we're all square at 7 apiece with 10.5 minutes or so gone of this Greene King IPA Championship game. And I've been really impressed with the way that Rotherham have hit back there, because they had some early possession, but a lot of the play was away to our left, and then to respond like that shows some real character for Nick Rouse's side.
Yeah, definitely. I think now they know they've got it. They can have a bit of dominance like Jersey had. They'll be certainly looking to go to that when Jersey get penalised. So that's something certainly to watch out for from a Jersey aspect.
Cope then with the restart and a return kick. It's coming our way. I mentioned we were close to the pitch, and it's been taken, I think, by a chap there who's I think he might have taken that one hand in the crowd. Excellent handling by the man 2 rows back. Yeah, it's not the biggest of grounds at Greene King IPA Championship level, this one, but a couple of thousand in to watch this game this afternoon, and they've been treated this season to a Jersey side that haven't always performed brilliantly at home. They've had 4 wins from 9 at home. They've actually done better away from home, the Reds. What can they muster up here from this line out on halfway? Well, it's a good quick ball off the back of the line out. And now Jersey will look to respond in a similar manner to the way that Rotherham did a couple of moments ago. It's with Saunders. Good tackle comes in from flanker Dan Grange, the ex-Yorkshire Carnegie man. Also played for Leeds Rhinos, actually. Now, kick over the top. Plenty of time for Brendan Cope to watch that one. And the return kick is taken back in the Rotherham half of the field away to our left. 7-7 then the score if you are just joining us. 12.5 minutes on that clock. And that's a lovely little offload down the right. This is excellent play, and this is a brilliant break from Rotherham. A real opportunity here, and it could be a second score in the corner for Davies. But just into touch. He's got a smile on his face, but he's had a storming first quarter of an hour. Davies just there. Impressive cover tackle stopped him in his tracks, but again, really great play from him and Rotherham.
Yeah, definitely. Rotherham exploiting the blind side there. Brilliant support play. He had his head down. He looked like he wanted to go all the way, but what a fantastic cover tackle by Van Breda.
Yeah, excellent as the Jersey skipper Van Breda comes across and takes his man right on cue. From the line out then, the Reds have it inside the 22, and it's with one of their co-captains, Roy Godfrey. 2 captains for Harvey Billion's men in this 15. Interesting, you don't see that too often, but I guess sharing the responsibilities amongst his senior players.
Yeah, definitely. I think when you've got a leader in the pack and you've got a leader in the backs, it can only help, and they're certainly very respected players, so it will only help.
Titans trying to build from their own half. Nice little pass there from Henry. And Rotherham again going through some phases here. They've looked good since going behind, and Jersey just trying to get a bit more possession now, really. Have struggled to string any phases or any passes together since they scored that opening try through the informed man Worrell, a hat-trick last week and on the score sheet within 5 minutes here this afternoon.
Yeah, Leroy does very well there. Jersey caught with the front row out on the wing, which Rotherham tried to exploit, but fair play, the lads getting across and making those tackles, and more pressure. It's a penalty to Rotherham.
Yeah, referee this afternoon is Mike Hudson, and he signals that the Titans fancy going for the posts here and fancy trying to take the lead for the first time. And Caelan Ryan, he's a good kicker from range, has a real long range on him, and this certainly shouldn't be too tricky for a man of his calibre, right in front of the post. No angle on this at all, and not far from the 10-metre line. He'll certainly have the distance, and should really, a man of his calibre, have the direction from here as well. Yeah, like we spoke about before, about when Rotherham get into those areas, correct areas, is to try and come away with some sort of points, and that's what they're doing now. And fair to say, Rotherham had a bit of the ball and looked dangerous when they move it around. So we'll see if this goes over and make it 10-7 to Rotherham. Well, we didn't get to hear from the head coaches before kick-off, so we will try and bring you those interviews at half-time. And in them, Harvey Billion talking about needing to focus on this match and not to think ahead to the B&I Cup, which is in less than a week's time, the quarter-final. And this team need to focus now because they find themselves behind for the first time. No trouble there for Caelan Ryan and the Titans into a 10-7 lead. Yeah, I think now Jersey just get back into the rhythm, try and get the ball back, and start going into their patterns and processes. I think it's early pressure from Rotherham. I think that was always going to be the case with the heart and attitude they were going to bring. But now it's Jersey to get back on track. Cope with the restart.
Well done, Will. Well, Will.
And Rotherham have really held on to the ball well at the breakdown. Jersey's ruckers struggling to compete there so far in this game, and it's resulted in the Titans having this narrow lead. The score 10-7. I think the caption in the top right hand corner of the screen saying 9-7 at the moment, but 10-7 is the score, just to confirm. There we go, and 16 minutes on the clock. Been a struggle for Jersey since going ahead here. Maybe just got a bit scrappy when they've had possession, or perhaps Rotherham deserved the credit. You mentioned it's kind of do or die for them this weekend. Have to win if they're to keep their mathematical chances of staying up alive, and they seem fired up. Yeah, definitely. I think that's what's going to take them right through to the end of the game. Knowing that they've got to get maximal points from the game, but you know, like you mentioned, they have been really impressive, and we'll see what the scrum brings. In it comes from Davies, being one of the standout players so far with that try and going close a short while ago. Now that's been lost. Has it been lost forward? The referee's happy for play to continue, and it's with Van Bredar, one of a number of South Africans in this Jersey side. The head coach Harvey Billion, a South African himself, and Dave McKern, an Australian, a real international flavour to this Jersey side. Cope opts to kick on this occasion, spotting perhaps some space out to the right, but he's not really got huge distance on that, and actually that has favoured his teammates, because it gave them the chance to get up and to claim the ball, but it's been knocked on, and Titans will have the ball at the scrum. Yeah, that was really unfortunate. That was a great contestable kick put up, and it was just unfortunate. But you know, Jersey will want to try and go forward, start getting some dominance in the scrum, and get a good platform. But like we say, Rotherham hanging in there, doing really well at the moment. Like we see, a great kick, and just forced the offload. Obviously, it was there, but just didn't go to hand. Well, we're on the Greene King IPA Championship website this afternoon and the England Rugby Facebook page. Good to have you with us, wherever you're listening right around the world to this coverage. Jersey, remember, went into this weekend 4th in the table, and they've never finished that high. Rotherham Titans at the bottom of the pile at the moment. Very, very likely to go down, but still with an outside hope of staying in the second tier of English rugby. Just got a little scrappy this match in the last 3 or 4 minutes or so after a bright start, and some kicks being exchanged now, some high-hanging kicks. On this occasion, though, Van Breda decides to offload to Cope, and now Apakuki Mafu. He's tackled near halfway, the centre for Jersey. Rotherham are tackling well, but Godfrey opts to try and barge over the top of the existing ruck there. And now Saunders. Some good tackles coming in here from the Titans. That time the fullback Will Thomas getting up into the line and making sure Jersey didn't get much further than halfway. Dudley, the scrum half, with the high one into the 22. It's been marked, and Rotherham will get a chance to clear their lines, but just got a little scrappy in the last few minutes, this, and a lot of kicking rather than that quick, fast rugby that we saw in the opening, 10-15 minutes or so.
Yeah, a couple of good contestable kicks up there. That one just a bit too far, Rotherham being able to mark. So Jersey now will look to have this line out, get the ball.
A hello to Francois, who's got in touch on the England Rugby Facebook page and says a great bit of cover defence by Scott, referring to that last-ditch tackle from Scott Van Breda, the fullback for Jersey, when it looked like Rodri Davis was going to sneak in for his second try after a great bit of attacking backs play. You can tweet us as well, #ChampRugby, if you want to get in touch. At half-time in the rugby today, we will hear from Joe Barker, who's playing at centre for the Titans. And we'll hear about backs coaching from him at the break. Midway through the first half then, Jersey 7, Rotherham Titans 10. 1 try apiece, Worrell going over early on for the home side, and Davies then responding soon after. Now, what can Jersey do here? Down the left. Nice little pass inside there from Saunders, trying to keep the play moving, and now they're forced to slow things up slightly, but keen to get some quick ball there off the back of the rucks by the looks of things, Jersey, and to get some pace into this attack. George Eastwell, rare start for him, had an awful lot of injuries in the 2 years or so that he's been here at the Stade Santander International with Jersey. That's a bit slower at the breakdown. Is it holding on to the ball, or holding on to the man on the ground and not rolling away? And Jersey going to be penalised there, or penalty I should say, to the visitors.
Yeah, that was fantastic from Jersey. They're obviously a decent contestable kick up there, and a great counteract which enabled to get the ball, but just after that couldn't get anything going, and now Rotherham are playing down in Jersey's half.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball on the ground there. Too long for the referee Mike Hudson's liking, and the kick to touch is a good one, takes play all the way down to halfway for the Titans, and Cole, the hooker, goes across to take this one in front of the old Lord Jersey stands. Taken by Rob Lau, the South African-born lock, 6'6" of him, so a tall double act in the locks, 6'6" and 6'4" of Adam Peters. And now off the back, quickly taken penalty there, and Jersey having to retreat slightly before they can get the tackle in. The ball has gone forward there, says the referee, and it's going to be Jersey ball at the scrum.
Yeah, that was unfortunate there, but Rory Bartle swimming up the side of the maul and playing the guy at the back with the maul, with the ball. So unfortunate there. Rotherham, a quick one, but that couldn't come off, and now a Jersey scrum just inside their 10-metre line. So I'm sure they'll look to get this down the field and put pressure on Rotherham down there.
It's been a long old wait for Jersey to get themselves a home game. Been 5 weeks or so, 36 days since they last had a home match. Been on the road. It's been a good series of trips for the Reds with that win over Bristol, the 38-34 victory at Ashton Gate, and the win last week at London Scottish, 52 points to 19. That win for the Reds last time out. And now with Cope into Eastwell, who takes the play down towards the halfway line. There's a nasty looking injury there just off the ball, and I think the referee's going to call a halt to play anyway. Possibly two Jersey players with a clash of heads there. It looks like head injuries to two players.
Clash to both players there.
Yeah, Kuki Mafu is back up on his feet, and I think there's Brendan Cope just walking away as well. Looks to be back on his feet as well, so maybe not as serious as first thought, but both players getting some running repairs to potential head injuries there. I just wonder if he's going to ask the players to go off to be assessed here, because they do take this seriously, particularly over the last couple of years, Miles. Any sign of a head injury and you're asked to go off and be checked, understandably so.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the way forward. I think no chances taken.
Well, they're on their feet, so it shouldn't be too much longer until play resumes, and they are being allowed to continue. And Jersey with work to do here against bottom of the table Rotherham, who lead by 10 points to 7. Jason Worrell with the early try for Jersey. And looks like it's Best coming on, so I think Apakuki Mafu it was that has just gone off to have his head checked over.
Yeah, Jersey's starting to get the upper hand in the scrum here, and they'll look to keep putting on the pressure in that area and certainly get the ball down and inside Rotherham's 22.
So Best coming on, and some running repairs to the Jersey backs. And now this scrum down, the ball tucked under the arm of Joel Dudley. The referee just taking his time in asking the packs to come together. They do now. And after that 2 or 3 minute stoppage, we're back underway. Out the back of the scrum via the number 8 Argyle, and the kick from Dudley. Awkward bounce on that one, but Thomas does well, the Welsh fullback, to pick that up on the bounce for the Titans, and Best over there on the far side returns the kick. Been a fair bit of kicking in this game. That's taken by Ryan. And the Titans trying to build from deep here at the ruck. They've put some decent passages of play together, Rotherham, at times, particularly around the time of their try through Davies, where he scored and then went close just a minute or so later before Van Breda's last gasp tackle right near the line. But struggled to play in the right areas since that, perhaps, but quickly taken penalty there, and they are off and running again. This is superb run. It's taken a good 20 or 30 yards there. Titans going to the right on this occasion. In comes the tackle from Van Breda, moving to Worcester at the end of this season. Jamie Cook came into the starting lineup for Rory Jennings, who fractured his hand last week. We're involved in the play there, and Titans now moving the ball from right to left with some pace to it. And they continue in that vein now, down the left. In comes the tackle there from front row Atalifo, the Fijian. And the referee there giving Jersey the penalty.
Yeah, I think Jersey will be slightly disappointed with leaking a couple of penalties themselves. At certain times, Rotherham aren't in a position to play, and Jersey are only going to get the ball back to attack with. So that I'm sure that's something they'll look to improve as the game goes on.
We're on the England Rugby Facebook page. Good to have you with us wherever you're watching this from around the world, and on the Greene King IPA Championship website. We'll be asking Mars Landick just before full time for his Greene King IPA Man of the Match, and I'm told the winner of that gets a keg of the Greene King IPA. So a big responsibility there on your shoulders,
nice.
Mars. Here comes the line out then. Down the Rotherham left, the Jersey right. It's Saunders goes a little too long, and it's through the fingertips of big Dave McKern there. And Titans have turnover ball. building from their own half. But again, good handling and good offload in the tackle. Both these teams trying to get on with things today, and maybe rather than getting to having the ball taken to ground and slow play at the ruck, instead trying to play fast attacking rugby and get the ball in hands and get the ball into the backs as and when they can, and they do that now, Rotherham, via the fly half Ryland, who goes left on this occasion. Jersey quick up to the line there, needs to be careful not to stray offside. Back it comes into the 22, a high one underneath that is the Jersey winger James Newey. His first start for the Reds came on a week ago at London Scottish, took that one okay, and now Jersey into the forwards and Godfrey on halfway. Evenly contested game this, Mars.
Yeah, very much so. I think, although I think Rotherham might be the slightly happier team in these stages.
Yeah, certainly the happier when they look at the scoreboard, which shows them with a narrow lead heading towards the half-hour mark, and they'll be pleased with that decision as well. The referee, they're giving that one the Titans' way, and yeah, just scrappy from the side that are hoping to finish amongst the top 3 or 4 this season. I mean, Bristol and Ealing have had such dominant campaigns. The Bristol, up near the top right from the start, and their only defeat against Jersey a few weeks ago. Ealing have been so impressive as well, and both these teams have played both of those teams in the last month or so and put in decent displays. I know Rotherham have come out on the wrong end of defeats to the likes of Ealing and Bristol, but I'm told their displays have been much, much better in recent weeks. Jersey with the win over Bristol and a battling loss against Ealing here. Here comes the line out, number 8, Calladine, the captain. Takes that one okay, that's lovely interchange there. And now men over down the right if they can find him, but just couldn't find it all the way out to the winger, Ben Foley. 6'3" winger, some real height in this Rotherham side, but now the Titans look for another phase, but they've been bundled into touch. There is another aircraft takes off from Jersey Airport, but again, nice little handling here as the ball came into the line there, and actually Ben Foley was in a fair bit of space down the right if they could have offloaded and found him. As it was, the Jersey tackle came in and the attack was snuffed out. Yeah,
Rotherham definitely looking to move the ball fairly quickly, and we've seen a couple of quick tap and goes from penalties, so they're definitely looking to play here, which is what we thought. But Jersey just need to weather this early pressure still. I think it has been scrappy, but it's the ability to switch into patterns and weather the storm from Rotherham.
We've arrived then at the half-hour mark, or near enough. The clock you see on your screen is just the continuing clock, and now Titans get their hands back on this one and go left down the narrow side, looking for their second try. It's a 1 try apiece if you're just joining us online for this coverage of this Greene King IPA Championship game. With the fly half Ryan, along the line it goes. Again, this looks good, and again there's a bit of space down the right. He just about keeps it in play there, Ben Foley, but the pass to him wasn't a great one. And now into Grange, the second rower.
Yeah, Rotherham building some good phases after an overthrow at the line out there.
Now Jersey stolen that. The referee, I think, is happy. It's turnover ball.
Yeah, great turnover there. Fantastic. Just when you need it. And Jersey has certainly looked to minimal phases, then clear.
And Jared Saunders it was, with some excellent work on the ground there at the ruck to get Jersey back in possession of the ball. Not far from their own line though. And it's a clearance from the scrum half Dudley.
Yeah, fantastic exit there from Joel Dudley.
Reminder, you can get in touch with us on the England Rugby Facebook page, or you can get in touch on Twitter, #ChampRugby if you want to get in touch that way. We'll try and give you some mentions at half-time. But Rotherham with this 10-7 lead. If you are just joining us, it was Jason Worrell who went over the Jersey winger inside the first 5 minutes after a good bit of work at the maul and then some quick hands out to the left, and he went over in the corner for the opening score inside 5 minutes. Excellent conversion from Cope on that occasion, but back came Rotherham, and credit to the visitors to Jersey, because Titans really hit back hard in a 5-10 minute period where they got the try as Rhodri Davies spotted a gap in the defence and burst through, and then almost went over again soon after, but was just thwarted in the corner by an excellent tackle from Scott Van Breda. Van Breda stood out from a Jersey point of view so far to me. Just hasn't had a great deal of the ball, but what he's done well, and for the visitors, Rhodri Davies has been pretty impressive.
Yeah, his ability to speed up the game has been absolutely fantastic, and Rotherham will certainly look to play.
Say afternoon to Rachel Kent on Facebook, who says, "Come on, Roth." Paul Tonkin from Cornwall, love these live programmes. Thank you very much for your messages. John's been in touch saying, seeing what Coventry will be up against next year. Yeah, Coventry will be playing in the second tier of English rugby next season. And look, odds-on favourites to swap places with Rotherham, unless Rotherham can pull off the great escape. And if they are to do that, they need a win here this afternoon. They lead at the moment, and they're on the attack again, just outside the 22. Davies goes left on this occasion. Tackle comes in, though, on Adam Peters. And a burst of the referee's whistle there. Must admit, I didn't see what he gave that decision for, Mars. I was looking down at the Facebook messages, but he's going to call the Rotherham skipper over here and maybe just pass on some words of advice. But it's a decision that's gone Rotherham's way. And in fact, the referee's just coming across now to have a quick chat to his touch judge. The touch judges this afternoon, Darryl Chapman and Michael Patz. And the two captains are just having a word with each other.
The white player to the ground.
Yeah. Just off
to the ground. Obviously, the other players are then coming in to join in.
Okay.
So Red 12 has initiated it.
Okay. And then we're saying that Red 12 has initiated it. We're saying that there was only retaliation then from White.
No, he's pulled the player to the ground.
Okay. So it's a penalty against Red in the field.
Yeah.
Give me the mark, please.
Yeah.
Here. Okay, guys. Ball's come away. We've had Red players pulled a player to the ground, White player to the ground. So penalties against Red 12. That's the AR call.
There's a punch and a headbutt.
Listen. That's the call. That's the call. Okay.
Well, Scott Van Breda, the Jersey captain there, just reminding the referee that the match is on television. And I think he was saying there might have been a punch in there, but the decision.
That's all I've got. That's what I can deal with.
The decision goes against the Jersey centre, George Eastwell.
Yeah, I think a scuffle on the floor there has led to a Rotherham penalty.
Referee describing it as a pull back there by George Eastwell, and penalty goes Rotherham's way, and they're going to go for the post and try and extend this advantage. Again, relatively straightforward one, you would think, although the wind has picked up a little bit here at the Stade Santander International. But Caelan Ryan, I think, will be on kicking duties again here, and Eastwell, the man who infringed in the referee's eyes. Scott Van Breda just reminding the referee that the cameras are here, and in fact this is the first time that I think I'm right in saying the Jersey match has been streamed online here in the island. There was a live game on Sky Sports a few years back at Sandy Park over in Exeter when Jersey took on Plymouth Albion there, but I think I'm right in saying, Mars, the first time this has been streamed, and Scott Van Breda just wanted to remind the referee of that. I'm not sure there's a TMO, or if they're going to come over to you and ask what happened.
I think it was. I suppose it could have gone either way. Obviously, you heard Scott Van Breda saying that potential foul play in there by Rotherham, but it's gone Rotherham's way, and they've got a chance to extend their lead.
Well, again, just looking up at the post and then down at the ball. We'll go through some more of your messages in a moment, but strikes it clean. He gets right underneath it, some real height, and he does add those 3 points, and the Titans go into a 13-7 lead, edging towards half-time.
Yeah, I think every time Rotherham are actually playing some decent rugby with inside Jersey's half, they're coming away with points. So credit to them. That's what they need to do, keep the scoreboard ticking over in. But Jersey just need to grab a foothold in this and start getting back to what they know best.
Yeah, into the latter stages then of the first half here at the Stade Santander International, and Naomi says, "Do it, Caelan." Well, he did on that occasion, and Naomi just in capital letters saying Roth and sending her support from afar. Quickly taken line out on this occasion by Jersey, and a return pass as well. Was that forward? No, the referee's happy, and Jersey can continue. Titans quick up to get the tackle in, but Jersey going through a few phases here, which they've struggled to do for a while. And now Apakuki Mafu with the head bandage on after that bang to the head earlier on. Back on the park now, and Jared Saunders takes up the play. Not had an awful lot of starts for Harvey Billion's men, but we will hear from Harvey Billion at half-time, explaining that he has rotated the squad a bit ahead of the British and Irish Cup quarter-final on Good Friday, which is here at Stade Santander International against Doncaster Knights. So asking his players to put their hand up for a starting berth in, 6 days' time?
Yeah, Rotherham just happy for Jersey to have the ball here, not committing any numbers to ruck, and forcing an error. So we can see what Rotherham are trying to do, as many numbers on their feet as possible, and that's how they can defend Jersey. And off Rotherham go again with a quick line-out.
Yeah, both teams really quick to get on with things here, whether it's the Jersey line-out, the Rotherham line-out, whether it's at the ruck, and keen to get things moving, with Jersey trailing by 6 points, a converted try behind, with half-time just around the corner. Just inside their own half here, the Titans, the side from Yorkshire, who lost 45 points to 14 when these sides met earlier on in the season. Now that's a kick through, it's come off a Jersey hand, it's picked up on the bounce by the Jersey try scorer Worrell. Now, is that a late tackle come in there? The crowd around us, and I mentioned we're right by the pitch, the crowd around us aren't happy with that. We'll see if we can pick it up on the cameras in a moment, but again, looks like a rather nasty injury, and maybe a late tackle coming in there.
Yeah, I think as he got the kick away, he was clattered down. I think the referees picked up on that and awarded Jersey a penalty there. So I'm sure Jersey will look to kick to touch and get their maul going.
Well, there's going to be a little stoppage here as Worrell, the try scorer, gets some attention. Billion won't want to see him injured ahead of that quarter-final in 6 days' time in the British and Irish Cup. He's really on form, Jersey on form generally at the moment, but he's back on his feet and doesn't look too bad. We'll just see if we can catch what happened there. It was a good pick-up in the first instance from Worrell, the kick over the top, and then a barge, really, no arms used there. I don't think there's any malice in it from, I think that was Tom Burns perhaps there, but a little late to the party.
Yeah, just a follow through, just a clear penalty, and Jersey have it in a great area, and we'll look to go to the corner and like we said, get that driving maul going and try and get some points back.
Well, the penalty then is right down away to our left, and you would think Cope will be able to send this somewhere near 5 metres, which is exactly what he's done. And Jersey then on the stroke of half-time with the opportunity here to get themselves maybe a half-time lead, having really struggled to pressurise the try line too often in this first half. Saunders finds his man, and now Jersey with the maul. The ball will be popped back towards Saunders. Now it's gone to ground. Has it gone off a hand? I think it's been picked up there. The ball was certainly on the ground for a while, and the referee is going to call play back. It wasn't a clean maul there from the home side, and Jersey have been penalised there, and maybe sums up their first half, starting to look okay, and then doesn't quite happen for the Reds.
Yeah, I think it was just a knock-on in the transfer there.
Yeah, I certainly saw the ball was on the ground at one point, and then was sort of brought back into the maul. It just wasn't clean from start to finish there. No.
And I think that's one improvement Jersey will look to make, certainly with their scrums functioning well. It's just about getting that line up back on track, a couple of overthrows, but I think once Jersey get their line up going, I think
as another aircraft takes off from Jersey Airport across the road, we're into time being added on then at the end of this first half. Francois has messaged us to say that the late tackle should have been a yellow card. Stuart says, love this, watching from Philadelphia in the USA. Thank you very much for your messages on the England Rugby Facebook page. We await this scrum. The Titans try scorer, Davies, the ex-Scarlets man, has played well Sevens rugby as well, and you can see that in his plays. He's quick, his speed led to the first try, and he's looked really good with the ball in hand, the scrum half for the Titans.
A strong scrum for Rotherham there, doing what they need to do, and now they'll look to clear their lines.
And is this the final passage of play of the first half? Yes, it is, says the referee. And so at half-time here at the Stade Santander International, It's Rotherham Titans who lead by 13 points to 7. We'll hear in a moment from the two coaches, because we didn't have chance to bring you those interviews before the game because we came slightly late after the earlier game overran. So we'll bring you those interviews with Harvey Bouillon and Nick Rouse in just a moment's time. But just before we do that, Miles, your thoughts on that first half with the Titans leading at the break by 13 points to 7?
Yeah, when Rotherham actually had the ball in the attacking areas, they looked really dangerous, and I think that's what they want to do. They wanted to speed up the game a bit more, and they're certainly moving Jersey around. And I'd like to say, when they're getting into the getting closer to Jersey's tryline, they're certainly coming away with points, so that's fantastic. Jersey would just need to look to get back on track in the second half. They obviously knew that first half, and throughout the game it's going to be a fairly scrappy affair with Rotherham trying to fight for everything. So I think Jersey's bench will be a massive part to play in the second half.
Miles, thank you very much. Miles Landick, our summariser here at the Stade Santander International this afternoon. He's a former Jersey prop and the current coach of the reserve side, effectively Jersey Reds Athletic, the amateur side here at Jersey Red. So half time and the Titans lead, second half coverage to come. Let's look back just before the start of the game here, and I mentioned we did come to proceeding slightly later than originally planned. I caught up with the two head coaches. Okay, so this is Harvey Bouillon, he's the Jersey Reds head coach. Harvey, how are the players shaping up going into this one?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of confidence in the camp. They're relaxed at the moment, and I'm hoping they flick the switch just before kick-off.
What sort of game do you expect this to be against a Rotherham Titans side that absolutely have to win this weekend?
Well, let's be honest, anyone can beat anyone on any given day in the Championship. Every team is tough, and I think today will be no different. They'll take confidence from their last 4 or 5 performances, so we need to make sure we stay on task and are ready to put in a performance in front of our home supporters.
You've got a big B&I Cup quarter-final in less than a week's time. How difficult is it for you and your players to focus on this one and not think too much ahead about that excitement to come next week?
We've got to take it a game at a time. I know that's an old cliche, but we've rotated the squad tonight, so those players have got an opportunity to put their hand up for a shirt for next week if they perform well. So yeah, I'm hoping that those guys are bringing a little bit of added energy and excitement into the game today. But then also you see the experience of the guys coming off the bench.
Good luck this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Nick, so you come here with a real mission on your hands. How are the boys feeling coming into this one?
No, definitely. I think we're pretty confident with our last few results, albeit being close losses. Just in the last month, I think performance have been pretty pleasing, and we're hoping to put that back out on the park today.
Do you feel like survival is a realistic prospect in this division still?
We don't talk about the relegation. I don't talk about the players. I think they just need to focus on performance, and if we get a performance today, then I know we can definitely cause an upset here in Jersey.
What kind of game are you expecting?
Jersey, a big physical pack. They're going to come at us. They're going to try and win penalties. But in our attack, if we can get the intensity that we've been doing the last few weeks, and we can put them defensively under pressure, win some penalties ourselves, and hopefully score some tries.
Good luck this afternoon.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, So there the views of Nick Rouse, the coach at Rotherham Titans, and before that Harvey Bouillon. Just playing those for you now because we came to this broadcast slightly later than originally planned. The earlier game overrunning on the England Rugby Facebook page. And the thoughts there of the two coaches. We've seen the first half unfold, Miles. Just before we look back at some of the highlights, what have you made of it overall?
Yeah, I think Rotherham are sort of scrapping everything, but they do look dangerous. And like the coach said, they've taken confidence from their last couple of performances, and it's certainly showing here today. Obviously losing out to Ealing only by a couple of points, and they do look like a confident side.
So a couple of tries in the first half. Let's take a look at the highlights of that first 40 minutes here in Jersey. This was the early try. This was inside 5 minutes, Miles, and some great handling there.
Yeah, it was off the ball a couple of phases, and Jersey shut the ball wide and scored in the corner, which is exactly what Jersey wanted at the start of the half. Great hands there by George Eastwell, and we're all going over in the corner.
Yeah, so it was a perfect start for Harvey Bouillon's men. This is the instant response really from Rotherham, fighting back within a few minutes. And what about this burst off the back from the scrum half?
Yeah, the forwards has obviously set a good platform there, winning the set piece line out, and the ball's transferred, and it's just a little dart from the scrum half who gets through and finds that gap.
Yeah, Rhodri Davies there. He spotted a little gap. Did well to cling onto the ball at first, and then Jersey defensively at fault.
Well, I mean, once it gets going, it is extremely hard to stop without being penalised. And
they committed too many men to that maul.
I think you've got to commit numbers to the maul in order to attempt to stop it from going over. So like I said, it's difficult with any team once they get a driving maul going, and it's extremely hard to stop. But Jersey actually did well towards the end by countering it towards the touchline, but just breaking away at that right moment.
And one of the standout players of the half, Rhodri Davies, there with that try, and just after that try, actually, he went pretty close to getting a second in the corner, but it was a brilliant cover tackle from Scott van Breda.
Yeah, I think what he's trying to do is speed up the game, and that's definitely helping Rotherham. So he's a key factor for them, and we'll see what the second half brings. But like I said, I think the Jersey Reds bench, I think, is extremely strong, and I think Harvey potentially start to use them.
Half time then, if you are just joining us, Jersey Reds 7, Rotherham Titans 13. Let's go inside Champ Rugby now, though, with one of those that's involved today in the Rotherham Titans backs, Joe Barker.
This is my third year at Rotherham. It's been a bit of a challenge this year with the fact that I think it was 18 brand new players in pre-season, brand new coaching staff, and everything's changing, and it just didn't click. We showed some signs of it, but it wasn't done for 80 minutes, and that was the only problem. All in all, we just didn't get the results, and if you don't get the results, it's not the best, is it? What's happened is forwards coach Nick Rouse has come in and taken head coach. Nick Rouse and Martin Jenkinson came to me and asked me if I wanted to do backs coach as well as player. I accepted it straight away and thought I was really ready to get stuck in and get on with it. I started my real coaching at Cleggs Wakefield School. I used to go to school there. The last 5 years, 5-6 years, we've been very successful, so we've made 4 or 5 national finals at Twickenham. This year I wanted to challenge myself and say, right, I want to try and take a head coach with, say, men's rugby, and now I've taken one at Castleford Rugby Club in Yorkshire 3. It's a great challenge, something I'm enjoying. My relationship with the players is very much still the same. I'm still having the general chit-chat that you do at the clubs, and I might get a little bit more stick for being coaches, but the way that they've been with me has been really good. It shows that they've got a lot of respect for me. It's taken me 2 weeks to try and get one of the staff car parking spots so I don't have to walk across the pitch. I thought, if I'm getting enough stick, I might as well take the car parking spot. It could be better, the fact that I am a player and I know this person probably a little bit more than a coach would. I feel that I have more response with them. I understand what he's thinking or the way he plays, because I'm actually on the pitch playing with him, so I understand what he's trying to do sometimes and why he's trying to do it. My Sunday evening, Monday, Tuesday are extremely heavy, from 6:15 to 10 at night when I get in, but it's mainly Rotherham, playing and coaching, getting that done, doing my own individual gym before I even turn up on the day, so that then I can do my reviews for the lads and previews, and then obviously I have school whenever I'm free in the afternoons, and then casts on evenings. I've got this role to the end of the season, and at the very least, hopefully, and all I want to do is gradually keep getting win by win and get the champ win. This club's got a great culture of everyone together. You go on the pitch, say you fight and die for each other and all that type of stuff, but this club's very built on that. They've got a lot of people that'll do anything for this club for free. The players owe this to the club, and we need to bring a bit more of that back to it, that the least that we can do is perform for the club on a weekend.
Yeah, so just an insight to life in the Greene King IPA Championship. Second half commentary of this game between Jersey Reds and Rotherham Titans to come shortly, and a bit of ticket information about bits and bobs coming up England rugby-wise in the months to come. England up against the Barbarians at Twickenham. Tickets from £25 for that. There's the HSBC London Sevens, also at the home of English rugby, Twickenham Stadium, and tickets £20 for that on the first few days of June. and also the Premier 15s, the Tyrrell's Premier 15s at the end of April. That's at Vallis Way, Ealing, a place Championship rugby fans will know very well. Early bird tickets from £5 for an adult on that. You can get tickets for all things England rugby related on eticketing.co.uk/RFU. That's eticketing.co.uk/RFU. Things to bear in mind coming up on our live coverage. There's the Tyrrell's Premier 15s. Both the semi-finals will be live for you on the England Rugby Facebook page, just as this one is. Saturday the 7th of April for that one. Busy couple of days that. The 8th of April sees Yorkshire Carnegie up against Jersey Reds again. That game in Leeds then will be live for you. So Jersey Reds with more coverage worth bearing in mind if you're a Jersey fan on April the 8th. More Tyrrell's Premier 15, both semi-finals over the weekend of the 14th and the 15th of April. Hartbury College against Bristol. Real tough ask that for Hartbury against the runaway Greene King IPA Championship leaders. That's towards the end of next month on Sunday the 28th of April. The RFU Club Cup finals back at Twickenham on Sunday the 6th of May. And England under-20s against South Africa under-20s. A chance to see some of the stars of the future, some of the stars of now, to be honest, on Friday the 11th of May. Facebook.com/official England Rugby, the England Rugby Facebook page, where you can get in touch with us this afternoon as well with your comments, and many of you right around the world have been doing just that. We'll try and mention some of you over the next 10 minutes or so, and you can also tweet us as well with the hashtag #ChampRugby if you want to get in touch that way. Hashtag #ChampRugby. Not too long to go until the start of the second half then. If you are just joining us, the Titans are ahead by 13 points to 7 against the Reds at the break. It's Tim Pryor here with you, alongside me Miles Landick, the former Jersey front rower, the Jersey Reds athletic coach as well, and groundsman here at the Stade Santander International. Has it been a case, do you think, of Rotherham being good and possibly better than they have been for much of the season, although their performances, I'm told, have improved over the last couple of weeks? Or have Jersey not quite been at the races after that early 7 or 8 minute spell?
I suppose it's a bit of both, but I mean, look, I think Rotherham have definitely been more clinical. They're carrying the ball with purpose, and you know, when Jersey are attacking, they're sitting off in D. They're not committing numbers to rucks. They're keeping numbers on their feet, and forcing the offload or the knock on, should we say? So I think Jersey. I think the words in the Jersey dressing room will be: look, let's get back to task. Let's start the game well. Let's be clinical. Let's get a couple of points on the board, and then go from there. And look to use the bench, because that is a very strong bench for Jersey.
Certainly is the Jersey bench, with the likes of Jake Woolmore, Nick Selway and Jake Armstrong on it. Willie Colify with all that experience, the former Newcastle Falcons man, Tongan international. Jake Upfield, Kieran Hardy and Mark Bester, who's been on in that first half after that clash of heads. And the Titans with really, I know we've mentioned Rhodri Davis a lot, but Caelan Ryan with the boot has looked good, so that half-back pairing has been pretty impressive and has kept the play going, that half-back pairing as well. The scrum half and the half-back Davies and Ryan for Rotherham Titans linking up really well and getting the play moving so quickly rather than slow play.
Yeah, I think that the key is keeping the ball for lots of phases and building through phases, and at times Rotherham have done that. So look, this will be extremely interesting. Obviously, from Rotherham now playing down the hill towards the bowl end, so they'll probably look to play a bit more territory there as well.
Well, Jersey Reds first out onto the field for the start of the second period. Just trying to see if there are any changes out there at half-time for Harvey Billion's men. Can't see any at the moment. And we now await the Titans, and here they come, ready for this second period, where the Titans know they need to win or they will be relegated today. Any win will keep their hopes alive of staying in the Championship. It's a tough ask. They need to win all of their final games and hope London Scottish don't get anything from theirs. But while there's a mathematical possibility, they will give it absolutely everything, and they certainly did in this in the first half. Now, Jersey have been out on the pitch for a minute already. They've got their hands on hips, Miles, away to our left, and the referee's just wandering over towards the tunnel to find out where Rotherham are.
Yeah, Jersey eager to get back out and put things right, and obviously Rotherham just onto the field now.
Sally Sim has been in touch, says, come on Jersey, fab to see streaming, thank you, great commentary Miles and the team. Mark says, come on Rotherham, let's keep it up in the second half. Thank you for all the messages coming in on the England Rugby Facebook page. Here we go then, second half coverage. Match reaction will follow. Miles will take you through the overall highlights at full time whilst I relocate onto the pitch. It's at least, 2 yards that I've got to relocate from one side of a fence to the other to do the post-match interviews, and we'll get an interview hopefully with the man of the match who gets a keg of Greene King IPA and the winning coach as well before the end of this broadcast this afternoon. It's Rotherham then that get the second half underway, attacking from right to left in their white and blue jersey in red, and they have their hands on the ball with their second rower Jerry Sexton, the brother of the Lions fly half Johnny. He's tackled just on the 22 there, and this time Jersey do take their time at the ruck, and it's a clearance from the scrum half Dudley. The fullback Thomas is underneath that and under a fair bit of pressure plucks it out of the sky, but at the breakdown Jersey are going to get the decision of the referee this afternoon, Mike Hudson.
Yeah, an offload there and a knock on.
Jersey ball then at the scrum, and they'll be keen to start the second half on the front foot, just as they started the first half. Remember Jason Worrell's try coming inside 5 minutes for the hosts, and turned out to be their only points of the first half against the side bottom of the table for now. Very likely to finish bottom of the table, but can give themselves a chance with a victory here today. Just that one victory in the league to their name all season for Nick Rouse's side. Is it going to be 2 here this afternoon? Here comes the scrum. It's shifting. It's not a particularly healthy looking scrum, and the referee gives it Jersey's way. Yeah,
that pressure telling there. Jersey get the go forward, and Rotherham ping for coming round. And this is where Jersey have got to be clinical now. They're playing down to the areas they want to be in. So let's see how the set piece go with this line-out.
Cope finds a decent touch on the edge of the 22, and this line-out is right in front of our commentary position, just outside the 22, down the Jersey right. And we can almost reach out and touch Jared Saunders, the Reds hooker, who's coming across to take this line out. Been pretty decent so far. There's one that was kind of overthrown that I can remember. That one's bang on target though, and Jersey will try and drive from this 22. The ball now tucked under the arm of hooker Saunders, the ex-Saracens man. Now it's edging towards the touchline. The home side will just need to be careful they don't get bundled out here, and they almost do, and that's why Saunders has had to pop that one back. That's a lovely little bit of play, and in goes Apakuki Mafu for Jersey's second score. 2.5 minutes into the second half, and just as Jersey started the first half in some style, they go over early in the second half as well, and it's the centre, Apakuki Mafu, who scores.
Yeah, winning the set piece, winning the line out there. Ball crabbing across to the touchline, as we've seen similarly in the first half, but Saunders gets the ball away, and Dudley hits Mafu on a lovely line with a one-handed offload from Dudley. So all in all, fantastic, and that's exactly what Jersey needed now. They need to build a bit of confidence. It's about kicking on now, and not sort of letting Rotherham get back into it and playing in the right areas.
So a chance here then with the boot to put the Reds into a narrow lead. Brendan Cope it is, just steadying himself. Both these fly halves like to take their time with these, as is the trend these days, to take up the full allocation of time and to steady themselves. Strikes it now again. Looks decent from the boots, and the touch judges agree, and Jersey edge themselves back into a narrow lead at 14 points to 13.
Yeah, just what Jersey needed there. Start the second half is to get a try, get back in front, and and really just take control of this game again.
Yeah, certainly controllers as the first half wore on, edged away from Jersey, but started both halves brightly with that Worrell try after 4.5 minutes in the first half, and then Apakuki Mafu there, who was hit at real pace and spotted the gap. And what was really impressive was the way just down on the touchline that Jared Saunders managed to keep the play going, because there was a real danger he was going to get bundled into touch at the back of that maul, but he offloaded it really well. He was aware of the situation, and that's really what then led to that neat bit of play between the scrum half Dudley and then Kuki Mafu going over.
Yeah, Dudley also did fantastically well, getting his hand through the contact and able to offload the ball. So Rotherham on the attack again.
Yeah, and they're inside their opponent's half with Rob Lau, the South African-born lock, the latest to take up the play for Rotherham Titans. Into Dan Grange, the ex-Yorkshire Carnegie man. He's tackled on the 10-metre line. Jersey leading them by 14 points to 13. 2 tries for the home side, 1 for Rotherham, coming from Davies, the scrum half. And with 35 minutes to play, Jersey back ahead, and Rotherham again facing the real prospect of being relegated here at the Stade Santander International this afternoon. Davies goes down the shorter side this time to Ben Foley, the winger. He's tackled on the 10-metre in front of the Lord Jersey stands. And now Rotherham trying to respond in the same way they responded in the first half after going behind. Hit back with a try within a few minutes, and they're going to have to do it from near the halfway line. If they're to do that, it's going to be... Well, it's with the scrum half Davies, and then on this occasion a kick. And that wind has got up a bit. That one just swirling a bit in the breeze. It's not a strong wind by any stretch of the imagination, but just has picked up a little bit. Now, is that turnover ball? It's Rotherham's decision, and just seeing there, is the ball being held off the ground, held up there, not released?
Yeah,
on
that
the
was
far side from our commentary position.
there.
It's penalty for Rotherham, and they're going to go for the post because that would give them a narrow lead. Again, interesting decision because Rotherham don't have to get a 5-point win today. I mean, it's mathematically very unlikely they're going to stay up anyway, but if they are, they're not desperate for it's not vital that they get 5 points rather than 4 from the game, but you think maybe at some point they're going to need to go for the tries here rather than points.
Yeah, I think, but also as well, it's building a score, obviously still staying within intact of Jersey's score, and knowing that they're always in the game. I think that's it as well.
Yeah, so turning down the opportunity to kick for the corner on this occasion and to maybe get a 7-point haul, and hoping for a 3-pointer that would put them back into a narrow lead. The crowd of maybe a couple of thousand in today falls quiet as Ryan lines up this penalty attempt from the 10-metre. Again, he's given it a real welly. He's certainly got the range as Ryan, and he's got the direction again there, and again Rotherham are into a narrow lead, and we've got a real game on our hands here, one way then the other already in this second half, the lead changing hands on a number of occasions, and we've only had 7-8 minutes of this second half.
Yeah, fantastic fantastic hit there, and just keeps the scoreboard ticking over there for Rotherham.
We're on the England Rugby Facebook page, and we're on the Greene King IPA Championship website as well. We'll update the score in the top right hand corner of your screens in a couple of moments time. It's the Rotherham Titans leading by 16 points to 14. Now we'll just update that graphic for you in a moment, but we're watching there, and there's a foot in touch. There it was Van Bredar who took the ball out of the air well enough, the Jersey fullback, but landed with a foot in touch, and it'll be a line out to the visiting side. Rotherham Titans hooker this afternoon is Luke Cole, and he will be the man to deliver this one from the Titans' left. Just over half an hour of this championship game remaining. It's great to have you listening in and watching in from right around the world. And we'll go through some more of your messages in a bit. Now that's not good. That's a really sloppy line out, and it's plucked out of the air by the opposite hooker, Saunders. And Jersey with some momentum in this attack, and it's try scorer Apakuki Mafu, the Tongan, who takes that down to the 22. He's really coming into this game as this second half goes one way then the other.
Yeah, Rotherham's first line out there. A bit of confusion what's going on, but great transition from Jersey from defence to attack, and now they're on the front foot.
Cope into the backs, and tackle comes in on Jason Worrell. Is that holding on the ground? Which way is the referee going to give? It's either holding onto the ball or holding onto the man on the ground. He ends up giving neither, and Jersey are able to continue going through some phases here. This time the referee gives a blast of his whistle and loses patience, and he gives it to Rotherham Titans, and they'll get a chance to clear their lines.
Yeah, holding on the floor there, and once again it gives Rotherham a chance to like you say, clear the lines and start playing with the ball.
Hello to Mark, who says, come on Rotherham, let's keep it up in this second half. Well, the Titans are fighting for their championship lives here, and they're giving themselves still an outside chance, but keeping their hopes alive as things stand. Jersey trying to warm up and keep some momentum going in their season as they build towards the British and Irish Cup quarter-final here against Doncaster Knights on Good Friday in just 6 days' time. And Harvey Billion has made some changes to his side for this game against Rotherham today, hoping his players would put their hand up and make him pick them next weekend. As it stands, though, it's Rotherham Titans who have the advantage. And again, just as in the first half, scrum half Davies is keen to get on with things and takes play over that 10-metre line with a quickly taken penalty. Now, where's
like
that
a steal
ball?
from Joel Dudley there.
Yeah, I was going to say, has that been turned over in there? It's gone Jersey's way, and Jersey will get possession of the ball back there. They're inside their own half, but they will get their hands back on the ball. It's a substitution replacement coming on here, and it's Willie Colify who's coming on, and it's Dave McKern who's coming off. So Willie Colify, the Tongan international, decades of experience in the game, former Newcastle man, and he really does bring a sort of calming presence to the play when he comes off the bench. He's kind of over the last year or so been a replacement specialist, coming on at this kind of time with half an hour or so to go, and he tends to dominate the game from mauls, from line out. So he really works well coming off the bench for Harvey Billion, does Willie Colify.
Yeah, you certainly need that expertise and strength coming off the bench, and that will only help the forwards and the general gameplay moving forward. Jersey just need to secure this scrum and get on the front foot again.
A reminder, at the conclusion of the game we will hear from the man of the match and the winning coach as well, and Miles will take you through the highlights of the game while I relocate. Now here, Williams, Davies, who's going to be in with a shout of the man of the match, I should think. He's been so quick around the breakdown. Now the referee here is giving Rotherham another penalty, and the penalty count's starting to mount here against Jersey.
Yeah, I think Rotherham potentially look to keep the scoreboard ticking over and go for three more points and to extend their lead.
Yeah, a chance here to extend it further, but they might have on their minds the issue I was talking about a few moments ago, Miles, that issue of 5 points really is what they're going to need if they're to keep themselves in the hunt for staying up.
Yeah, they've opted to go for the corner, and they hope to be clinical down there and definitely come away with some sort of points.
That's in that part of the ground that's quite awkward to see from our commentary position, just right down in amongst the crowd, just by the touchline. But it is here we go, Titans line out on the 5 metre. Cole with the ball in hand, goes short this time, and the Titans try and get a drive on. Need to recycle that ball to the back of the maul. Jersey at the moment stopping Rotherham from making too much ground around that 5 metre line. Now comes the drive, rolling round the side. Still just short.
To the back.
And again the ball, being recycled further back. I think it's tucked under the arms of Foster in there. Now it's gone to ground. And the referee trying to see where the ball is. He says it's been held up in there, and it will be Jersey ball on the line, and went to ground, and it's just so hard to recycle it back then quickly before the referee steps in and says that ball is effectively dead. It's being held up there in the maul, and Jersey survived. They're right camped on their own line.
Yeah, Jersey did well to get underneath that to stop Rother from scoring a try. Scrappy maul initially, managed to get a bit of go forward, but resulted in being held up over. So Rotherham will look for definitely a strong scrum here.
Hello to Tony and Arthur watching in, and Nigel, who says, come on Rotherham. Well, they're in the right section of the field. The scoreboard's in Rotherham's favour at the moment, but Jersey ball at this scrum near their own line. Just a stoppage here, and a chance to remind you can get in touch with the hashtag Champ Rugby, or just send us a message on the England Rugby Facebook page or on the Greene King IPA Championship website. And more coverage to come in the weeks to come. Jersey's game away at Yorkshire Carnegie coming up will be streamed live as well, which I'm sure will please the fans here back in Jersey, because it's been a long old wait for some live coverage, and then two come along at once. I'm looking forward to that upcoming game against Yorkshire Carnegie. Tough old place to go there. Here, Joel Dudley has the ball tucked under his arm. He's been asked to wait a fair old while here by the referee Mike Hudson, but eventually the packs come together and not a lot happens. Evenly matched packs on this occasion. Don't think it's been hooked, and it might be turned over in there. Just trying to see where the ball is. It's a horrible scrum to watch.
Max Agov doing very well to pick up the ball at the base of the scrum.
Yeah, it's under a lot of pressure there. It wasn't clean.
Yeah, Rotherham getting penalised for no clear release there before going on the ball. So Jersey will be happy with that. Rotherham have opted to go to the corner and haven't come away with anything there, unfortunately. But Jersey to clear their lines now and get out of that zone.
Brendan Cope, the fly half for the home side, been heavily involved this afternoon. Jersey 14, Rotherham 16 then, just the 2 points in it. And it's all heading towards an exciting conclusion here at the Stade Santander International. And Brendan Cope finds a good touch down the right-hand side.
Yeah, I think we'll see from Jersey a line-out take, and then the ball put down into Rotherham's half and put pressure on them. Just see a couple of replacements coming on here for Jersey in the front row.
Thanks to Ryan, who's been in touch with the hashtag Champ Rugby, saying great advert for the league. Come on, Rod. You can tweet hashtag Champ Rugby. Nick Selway then is on for Jersey Reds, the replacement front rower.
And I think also Leroy has made his way off, and Jake Armstrong has made his way into the tight head position.
Jake Armstrong, one of those joining Bristol next season by the looks of things in the Aviva Premiership. So some changes in the front row there for Harvey Bouillon's men, heading towards the last 25 minutes or so.
Watch number 16,
Rotherham hoping that today won't be the day that heralds the end of their 14-year stay in the second tier of English rugby. In the backs then with Jersey, Van Bredar goes to kick this time. He was outside his 22, I think, so goes for distance rather than touch. And his opposite number, the fly half, wasn't it? Ryan there, Caelan Ryan with the return kick. Now Jersey down the left over the halfway line.
Rotherham claiming a forward pass there, but what a line from...
it's Godfrey who's broken through there, the front row. Not known for his pace, but burst through there. And then Willie Colify takes up the play. It really was a superb burst through from the co-captain, the front rower. For the home side, back to Cope now and into Eastwell. Eastwell will be loving being out there after a long series of injuries. Joel Dudley, the scrum half. And then a tackle about 10 metres out, Jersey. Cope looking to go right. There's a man out to the right. If they could have found James Newey, had his hand up down the right-hand side. But the referee there penalising Rotherham Titans for offside by the looks of things, and Jersey get away with that because they again had a man or two over down the right and couldn't quite find him.
Yeah, Rotherham being penalised for being offside, but Jersey building some great pressure. What a great line break from the loose head prop Roy Godfrey, resulting in some quick ball, and that pressure's mounting, and Jersey go to the corner, and let's see if they come away with something.
Tim Pryor and the former Jersey front row, Miles Landick, your commentary team here this afternoon, watching a keenly contested championship game. Jersey kick for touch and find that line out. And it's Nick Selway who will take it.
It looks like Rotherham made a replacement. Rodri Davies coming off the field. What an outstanding game he's had, and I thought he's had a great impact on the game. But Jersey now clean catch and drive, and they look to go forward with the home support cheering on.
Jersey driving. Nick Selway has the ball tucked under his arm at the back of this maul. It's going to get to the line, and it's Nick Selway. He's only been on the pitch a couple of minutes. He gets Jersey's third score, third try of the afternoon, and this topsy-turvy second half continues. Jersey Reds back into the lead now by 19 points to 16.
Yeah, Jersey for the first time really getting that driving ball motoring there, finding a weak area, and once a couple of plays went out, Willie pulling the boys on there from the front, and they go over. That's a good score, and
yeah, it was a good burst from Selway, wasn't it? Because he's only just come on, and from the line out, Jersey then worked the ball and crashed over from that maul and get themselves just into the lead again with this conversion to come. And we're only a few yards away from this one, so we'll just lower our voices slightly right down on the touchline in this commentary position. Now, he's been pretty good with the boot, or very good with the boot so far, Brendan Cope. He's had a great season with the boot. Just outside the 22, this one. And a chance to open up a 3-point lead for the Reds. Knew it was over from the minute he kicked it. Brendan Cope slots it between the posts. Adds those extra couple of points, and Jersey Reds have themselves the lead again. I know we were having some problems with our scoreboard earlier on. They're having some problems with the scoreboard in the ground now as well. But Jersey Reds into a narrow lead, and really now, with 3 tries to their name, should you think the season they're having go on and win this one, although they have struggled at home at times.
Yeah, and certainly as well when you've got a couple of experienced lads to come off the bench, it'll certainly help them. But look, I think Rotherham are still in this. They need to just keep applying pressure to Jersey and be clinical themselves, and I think that's what Jersey is starting to be now, obviously with that catch and drive when it comes down there. So I still think a tight contest. I still think Rotherham in it, but
well, just to update the scoreboard, 21-16 is the score now. This scoreboard in the ground showing something completely different a moment ago, but Jersey with that 21 points to 16 advantage. And 20 minutes or so of this one to go, and that's Jersey ball now. Willie Colify comes into the line, and Apakuki Mafu, one of Jersey's 3 try scorers. Scott Van Bredar gets the ball out to the right, and to James Newey on his first start, having come on against London Scottish a week ago when Jersey were 52 points to 19 winners. At the breakdown, is that going to be turnover ball?
Yeah, absolutely fantastic turnover there by Dan Grange there. Sorry about that. And they're playing with it now
and trying to build something from deep. Titans in the white, if you're just joining us, attacking from right to left in this second half. Jersey Reds, unsurprisingly, in red. Now, that's a good little burst past Willie Colify there, and almost past Joel Dudley it was who got the tackle in the end, but a brilliant burst there from the wing Ben Foley.
Carry there, making some yards.
And Jersey have the ball back and return to that sort of passage of play we saw for a brief period in the first half, where there was some kicking tennis going on. But now Jersey opting to switch the ball to the left-hand side. Down the left-hand side they go, and some real pace being shown there, down towards the 22. Now the ball's been lost there on the ground, but it was a good burst in the first instance, but just couldn't hold on the ground.
Yeah, for Rotherham, fantastic cover tackle there and a turnover, and it's back in Rotherham's hands.
Jersey leading by 5 points as we head towards the latter stages of this Greene King IPA Championship game here in the Channel Island of Jersey at the Stade Santander International. Jersey looking to move back up towards the top three as the season goes on towards its climax, and Rotherham needing any kind of win to keep their chances of staying up alive.
Yeah, unfortunate for Rotherham there. The replacement wingers just tried offloading it and straight into Connor Joyce's hands, and now Jersey attack.
Over the halfway line into Colify, who's looked good since coming on, and then Apakuki Mafu finds Armstrong. Has he got the legs to get there? He offloads in the tackle to Joel Dudley, the scrum half. It's a 4th try for Jersey, it's a bonus point for Jersey, and you would think now, although there's still a while to go, that the home side will go on to win this one. Joel Dudley, the try scorer.
Yeah, it's that transition from defence into attack and moving the ball straight away, and Jake Armstrong with a fantastic carry, getting his arms free, and Joel Dudley's on hand to put the ball down.
Yeah, Bristol supporters will enjoy seeing that. Armstrong off to join Bristol at the end of this season, and did well there, and had the presence of mind as well when he realised he wouldn't make the line himself to find his supporting cast member Joel Dudley to go over, and right beneath the posts it will be a straightforward one for Brendan Cope to add to the extras.
Yeah, it was unfortunate for Rotherham trying to get the offload away and played straight into Jersey's hands, and like we said, Jersey moving the ball wide quickly, and now it's about Jersey backing it up and can they kick on. But also for Rotherham, it's mentally they're still within the shout. They've been playing some fantastic rugby. It's just about getting back up there now and trying to get the ball back and come away with some points.
Well, no problems there. Through the conversion goes, and Jersey Reds into a 28 points to 16 lead now, so into a 12 points lead.
Yeah, here we go.
Here's just a look at that try again, Miles.
Yeah, Armstrong with a great carry, gets that arm away, and great support play by Dudley to dot down.
Ball bobbling around. Which side fancies winning it the most? Well, the referee's going to call play back, and it's going to be Rotherham ball.
Yeah, a brand new front row now for Jersey Reds, and they'll certainly be looking to get the front foot here. But Rotherham have done well at scrum time. There, it's been an even contest.
Yeah, this was the front row for Jersey that started the game a week ago against London Scottish. New front row, Woolmore, Selway and Armstrong out there now, and they'll be called into action at this scrum. The referee isn't particularly quick to get on with things, but I promise you a scrum will break out at some point. 4 tries for the home side. Jason Worrell, Apakuki Mafu, Nick Selway and Joel Dudley going over for the Reds, and it was a try from Rodri Davies for Rotherham Titans.
The referee just adjusting the setup there between them. I think potential head-on-head, so we pack down again.
Heading into the latter stages of this championship game. I appreciate all your comments coming in on the England Rugby Facebook page and the Greene King IPA Championship website. We're showing this game as well via YouTube. And a reminder that further coverage of championship games as the season goes on, including the Reds away at Yorkshire Carnegie. And still we await a decent scrum here on the occasion that they did come together there. It's gone to ground and the referee will ask for a reset. Tim Fryer and Miles Landick, your commentary team here today, and it's great to have you watching in or right around the world. The Rotherham coach Nick Rouse, speaking to him beforehand, saying, haven't thought too much about relegation. Just it's that old cliche of taking each game as it comes. But as it edges closer, you wonder just whether some Rotherham heads will start to drop, or if it's going to inspire them on here in the latter stages to pull off a comeback with a couple of converted tries, perhaps to sneak a win and keep their hopes alive. They've been out-muscled there at the scrum, and it's gone. The penalty goes Jersey's way.
Yeah, great scrum from Jersey. Putting the pressure on Rotherham there and resulting in a penalty. And Jersey want to keep the scoreboard ticking over, and Brady's pointed to the post.
Just looking there on the screen at Armstrong, he's been good since coming on, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been fantastic. I think the front row boys especially been working hard all season, and it's certainly paying off, and that's when we see with those two with the boys heading on.
Well, Jersey with already 4 tries to their name and the bonus point in the bag, and Scott Van Bredar it is who's lining up this long range or halfway line penalty, and this would just take Jersey into that range a bit further ahead than 2 converted tries at the moment. 2 converted tries would be enough to give Rotherham the victory here, so perhaps that on their mind as well, and also with the 4 try bonus point in the bag going for the kick.
Yeah, I think from a Rotherham perspective, they've just got to dig deep. There's been so many positives from their half, and from their part, should we say, and look at. I think they've got to have the ball. They can't obviously play without the ball, and that's one thing they've got to look at getting back.
Van Bredar makes no mistakes from the halfway line. High five to Brendan Cope, who's been on kicking duties for much of the game. Van Bredar stepping up and dispatching that one. The cheers actually from the crowd behind the posts went up at the second really that the moment the ball was struck. That's how confident they were it was going to sail between the posts. No problems, and Jersey Reds lead by 31 points to 16, and now they are more than 2 converted tries ahead of Rotherham.
Yeah, Rotherham bringing the changes on there.
Rouse hasn't made too many changes so far, but bringing a couple on there. Bouillon showing his hand a little earlier than his opposite number, but Nick Dolly amongst those on now, wearing 16 there, just standing off that ruck. But it's Jersey ball at the ruck, and it's an up and under from Kieran Hardy, I think that is he on they out there now, wearing number 21 for the home side.
Yeah, great contestable kick there from Jersey, forcing a knock on from Rotherham, and now Jersey have the ball just inside their own half.
So another scrum down, this time on the halfway line. And a reminder at full time after this game, as Tom Williams comes onto the park now in the front row for Rotherham Titans. After this game we will have reaction from the man of the match, which we'll ask Miles to pick in around about 10 minutes time. And also reaction from the winning coach as well. But Tom Williams comes on to take up his position in the pack here for Rotherham Titans. Hardy waiting over it, the replacement scrum half. He scored in November when these sides met at Clifton Lane, and he's out there now on the park. I didn't see Joel Dudley come off, but I presume it's a like for like there at scrum half.
Brand new front row now for Rotherham on.
Yeah, so both sides have rung the changes in those front row positions. Now Hardy pops it in, the Welshman. Scrum very low to the ground in places, but sturdy enough at the moment. Jake Armstrong on the side, you can see there, just trying to keep his feet and make sure he doesn't collapse the scrum. As it is, the referee gives the decision Jersey's way.
Yeah, Rotherham doing really well initially to stop the drive from Jersey, and Jersey with constant pressure, and that managed to tell there, resulting in going forward and getting a penalty. And now the ball goes down towards the 22, and Jersey will look to kick on now.
Do keep your comments coming in on the England Rugby Facebook page. We'll get to some more of those in just a few moments' time. line out for Jersey Reds. Meanwhile, Nick Selway just wiping the ball down. No rain in the island today. Had a little bit of rain around yesterday, but in the main it's been a decent day. Another replacement for either side here. Coming on is Tom Burns for the visiting side, Rotherham Titans. In fact, a couple of changes here, and I think a change for Jersey Reds as well. And with those scrums seeming to take a fair while, and the changes being rung as well, it's just some of the momentum after Jersey's fourth try has gone out of the game here. Yeah, but at the same time, they've still got the ball in the attacking areas, and now we see with the ball's at the back now, and Jersey looking to really go forward. Down the left on this occasion, Jersey, the Rotherham right, and the ball with Nick Selway, who's tackled. It's picked up by replacement scrum half Hardy, just has his leg held there, can't get away, desperately trying to get away. And Jake Upfield, who's come off the replacements bench for Jersey as well, the Australian forward, is on there now as well, as Harvey Bouillon makes a lot of changes in this second half, as Jersey push now, trying to find a fifth try. Little kick through is going to go out into touch. Scott Van Bredar it was, who was looking for James Newey on the overlap, but too much on his little grubber kick through, and it's into touch. Yeah, straight through, but still puts Rotherham under a bit of pressure here with them having to exit out, and Jersey potentially looking to play back. So line out to Rotherham Titans near their own 5. Performed particularly in that first half spell where they got the try. They nearly got in the corner when Davies was looking good, and credit to them, Miles. They've given it a good go here this afternoon against the form team in the Championship, really. Yeah, very much so. I think, especially in that first half, I mean, they looked really dangerous when they moved the ball around. They were offloading, and obviously Jersey have come back into the game. But might we just see it's the never die attitude there, with a great catch and drive, resulting in a penalty against Jersey, and now they're playing with a ball. Willie Colify there playing a bit of volleyball as he tried to get the ball back Jersey's way. Hello to Sandy Lasso, who says, "Come on, Jersey Reds." Great to have you watching, Sandy, and great to have you watching wherever you are around the world. Jersey switching the ball really quickly from right to left, right from the right-hand touchline to the left. Picked up on the bounce, though, by the Rotherham fullback, Thomas. There was the Players' Player of the Season last season for Rotherham Titans. Where's the ball? There it is, out the back of the ruck. Big tackle comes in there from two Jersey players, but possession retained from the Rotherham man, and now on the, or just inside their 22, are Rotherham. Just can't get out. Actually, Willie Qualified probably holding on a bit too long there on the ground to the Rotherham players' ankles, but the referee lets play go, and Jersey have the ball back. Great strength there, as the ball was almost wrestled from his arms, but it's Hardy over the back of that ruck. Pops it out, along the line it goes, into Mark Best, the replacement, and a burst through here. It's going to be another score, and it's going to be Kieran Hardy who dots down for Jersey Reds, and that seals things really. It wraps things up here. Jersey leading by 36 points to 16 now, a 20-point margin with a straightforward conversion to come. It is going to be a Jersey Reds win, and it is going to be Rotherham Titans relegated, unfortunately, this afternoon. Yeah, it was that challenge of Jersey, can Jersey kick on, and they have done, and Van Breda feeding the final pass to Kieran Hardy on hand to put the ball down there. So yeah, fantastic for Jersey Reds. They've managed to kick on, and now now it's still a matter of Rotherham getting that ball back and trying to play with the ball. Obviously it's a decent points difference at the moment, but still, they haven't given up for the whole game, and I'm sure they won't do now. Cope then. Straightforward from him, and lands in someone's garden away to our right, and he does have those extra points as Jersey lead by 38 points to 16 heading into the latter stage. Just a chance here to see the score again, as Van Bredar celebrating way before it was dotted down by Kieran Hardy. Both Jersey scrum halves on the day scoring, and really unselfish there of Scott Van Bredar as he sprinted through. The ball on the inside, and easy in them for Kieran Hardy. Could have gone over himself, Van Bredar, but the co-captain instead popping the ball up, and the very straightforward process of popping the ball down for Kieran Hardy scored against this opposition earlier in the season and has scored against them again today. Nick Selway just coming off here, looks like he's taken a knock to the head.
Jared Saunders coming on to replace him.
Maybe a blood injury, but probably the last action for Nick Selway. Got that try after minutes, just minutes after coming on earlier on. Now, what spirit can Rotherham Titans show here in these closing stages? 38-16. Jersey leading. Match reaction to come, and Miles Landick, the former Jersey front row, will take you through the highlights as we need to get your man of the match in a couple of moments' time, Miles, as well. Rotherham trying to finish with some style here, though, first of all. Out on the right-hand side. In comes the tackle, but no real ground made here. Jersey probably straying offside there, but the referee happy for play to continue with Brandon Palmer, the latest to take the ball into contact. Into the hands of the replacement, Lee Miller. Now, that's been lost. It's gone forward off a hand, but the referee happy to... thought he was going to play some advantage, but it's gone forward there, and he's going to call play back. In fact, that is the final whistle. 38-16 Jersey Reds won, and it just remains, Miles, just before we get your final thoughts, and then you take everyone through the highlights to get your man of the match.
Yeah, I think man of the match for me is Scott Van Breda. I think he was fantastic throughout the day. He led the troops well, and it's resulted in the Jersey win. So fantastic.
So the Jersey fullback, the number 15, Scott Van Breda, your man of the match. And Miles, your thoughts on the game overall as Rotherham are relegated here this afternoon. They will, of course, play out the final games of the season, but a big moment in the history of the club after all those years in the top couple of divisions.
Yeah, I think overall today, I think Rotherham did themselves very proud today. They came here, they played with the ball, put Jersey under pressure on certain occasions. But I think it was Jersey's strength and depth that shone through in the end with the replacements coming on. So credit to Jersey. They kick on now to the BNI Cup quarter-final, and commiserations to Rotherham. But what a fantastic club they are.
Miles, I'll let you take everyone through the highlights of this game. The first half, not many tries in it, but a good old watch in the second half, certainly if you're a Jersey fan. Miles Landick, the former Jersey prop, then to take you through that, while I relocate down onto the pitch to bring you the match reaction from Scott Van Breda, the Jersey number 15 fullback man of the match, and also from Harvey Billion as well.
I see Rotherham leaving the field. They started the game in incredibly well, but just Jersey's strength showing through at the end, and Rotherham certainly done themselves proud. Say a fantastic support in today, and especially the travelling support from Rotherham. That's been absolutely fantastic, and it's made a really special atmosphere here. As you can hear the cowbells ringing behind me. Here we go. Here's the try. Great offload by Joel Dudley there. Jared Saunders getting the ball away and getting the ball down just at the crucial time. Gets away. Joel does really well to clean up scrappy ball and gets the ball away to Kuki Mafu, who goes over. And Jersey doing what they do best, to catch and drive. Nick Selway at the back and going over, and when Jersey attacking more from there, but Rotherham lose a couple of players out the side, and Jersey continue to go on and go over the line. So fantastic for Jersey there. Willie Qualify pulling the boys on, getting them going forward. And here we are. Here's big Jake Armstrong. Great carry there, getting his arms free for the offload, and Dudley on support to dot the ball down. The props don't often find themselves in that position, but what a run that was from him, and getting through a couple of tackles, sucking some players in, and offloading. Jersey get a penalty on the halfway line. Van Breda with a fantastic kick to edge Jersey further ahead. Looks once and straight back to it. All in all, a really professional job from Jersey in the second half. And
so we're down on the pitch with the Jersey Reds head coach Harvey Billion, victorious head coach today. Harvey, tough old game, particularly in the first half, but looking at the scoreboard, a straightforward win in the end, but that doesn't tell the whole story.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think you've got to give Rotherham a lot of credit. They came out in that first half and they threw everything at us. They were emotionally charged, they were accurate in everything they were doing, and we weren't quite there yet. And I think we had to take a step back and get ourselves back on track before we could ultimately go away and get the bonus point win.
What was the difference in the second half when things seemed to come easy is the wrong word, but things seemed to go better for you?
Well, I think we spoke at half-time about accuracies and our opportunities. We didn't hold on to the ball in the right areas of the field. I think there's no doubt in that first half Rotherham were beating us on a work rate point of view, getting off the floor. Second half, I think our work rate was a lot better.
Looking at the performance overall then, and the way that this sets you up for the British and Irish Cup game, were there some players that put their hands up today and said, you need to pick me in 6 days' time for the B&I Cup quarter-final?
Well, I think there was a couple of players that definitely played well. I thought Joel Dudley managed the game from 9 very well. Roy Godfrey put in a great performance at loose head prop. So, guys are putting their hands up. We've just got to make sure we don't leave any lulls out there going into a quarter-final. We've got to make sure we're on song from minute one.
And the aim for the closing few games of the season then, I guess, is to keep the momentum that you've really built up over the last couple of months going.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think let's stay focused, take it game at a time. But we need to maintain that momentum, that confidence, and that comes with winning and getting the games. Making sure we get the right results.
Harvey, well done today.
Thank you very much.
That's Harvey Billion there, the Jersey Reds head coach. We're going to try and get a word with Scott Van Breda, who is the man of the match, the Greene King IPA man of the match, and he's actually got a keg of beer waiting from here, so I can see him running our way at the moment. So here he comes. Scott, thank you for running over. One of the reasons we've asked to speak to you is because you've been chosen as the Greene King IPA man of the match, which is possibly why you ran so quickly over to speak to us. How chuffed are you and the team with that performance?
I think it just shows how far we've come from the beginning of the year. I think if this game was September, October, we really would have struggled the second half. But a few stern words at half-time, and I think we all realised what we needed to do. But all credit to Rod. They came out, they wanted to play. You could see how desperate they were, and who knows if they were playing like this early in the season, I think they would have stayed up. They're really full credit to them. They gave us a good game today.
How surprised were you with the way that Rotherham came out all guns blazing?
I don't think we spoke about it during the week. I think maybe we might not have thought it was actually coming, but you've seen the last few weeks their results. They probably should have beaten Ealing 7-6 down in half-time to Bristol. So they're actually a quality team that just maybe weren't getting things right in the beginning half, and they're really starting to play now. And unfortunately for them, it's too late. But we expected them to come and give us a good game, and that's what they did.
And when you burst through, you had a chance to score a try yourself, and watching the replay, you were laughing as you just popped the ball up to Kieran Hardy, I think it was, to score. You could have gone yourself.
Oh, no, it's not about me. It's just about the team. So if I can make it easier for someone else, it was more simple for kids to have a little run in. So he can buy me a drink some other time. But we're just happy 5 points, and now a massive quarter-final next Friday.
Well, no need to buy you a drink because you are the Greene King IPA Championship man of the match, and you get a keg of Greene King to enjoy and celebrate with.
Yeah, thank you. I think we'll save this for next weekend. We've got a big quarter-final first, and then make sure we get over the line there. Then maybe we can open this for the boys.
Scott, well done. Congratulations on the win today. Scott Van Breda there, the Jersey Reds captain and the Greene King IPA Championship man of the match. Before that, hearing from Harvey Billion, the Jersey Reds head coach. The Reds have got the win here then at the Stade Santander International. They won by 38 points to 16, and it's a victory for the Reds that keeps their momentum going into the B&I Cup game in 6 days' time. But it's also a win that means that Rotherham have been facing relegation for some time, but that relegation out of the Greene King IPA Championship is now confirmed. Thanks for joining us on the England Rugby Facebook page and on the Greene King IPA Championship website. Much more streaming to come as the season goes on. But from Jersey, for now, goodbye.